Join me for part 3 as we continue our interview with Sifu Richard Torres and his Bruce Lee journey as we discuss the evolution of Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do, his study of Bruce Lee's art, and of course, we discuss his Bruce Lee collection and rare collectibles, and much, much more. Enjoy!
In the 80s, right, but in 85, my interest started awakening again. Because I went to a Bruce Lee convention at the Beacon Theater.
With Norman Marin?
Did you go there?
With Norman?
Norman Marin. Did you?
And Grace Lee?
And Grace Lee. I missed that one too, but I remember that one.
I got to
you have the pin?
Yes.
You have the pin?
I got the pin and I still got my original ticket.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Signed,
you showed me that.
Signed by Eric Lee, who was there doing a demo.
Yeah.
But I got to meet Norman, may he rest in peace, and I got to meet Miss Grace Lee.
Yeah, Bruce Lee's mom. Yeah, I remember you told me that.
May she rest in peace as well. So, after that convention, I started gaining interest in Bruce Lee.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it did get quiet in the 80s, and then the 90s.
It was like nothing.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I lost interest a little bit at that time, too.
Inside Kung Fu started coming out.
Yes.
And they put on the cover of Bruce Lee all the time.
Right.
And I bought every single one.
Same here, man.
Yeah.
That was before
and then Black Belt said, well, we better get going.
We got to up our game.
Started putting him on all the covers as well. And then every issue, I used to run to the stand to get every cover that Bruce was on.
Yeah.
That's what I did back in the day as well. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
But then in the 90s, it really started exploding because John Little, I think, hit the scene.
Yes.
And that's
with some quality
material.
The Bruce Lee Hong Kong Club was around in the
80s.
It was
80s, right?
80s, yeah.
I still have their catalogs.
And
you have their catalogs still?
Yeah. Yes. And they brought out all this stuff with Bruce Lee books,
the flip books, the Super 8 films.
You want to hear something funny?
Were great.
Yes, I love those.
Stickers.
I was one of the first ones to order.
The iron-on transfers.
I got that.
Let
me tell you, man, I had my own little stash.
Me too.
I was the first one to order for the Bruce Lee Hong Kong Club.
Oh.
What'd you order?
I ordered the books.
The books.
Oh, you did that?
And they sent me books, thick books in Chinese.
Those are the best.
They didn't send me the English ones.
Wow.
And I got so upset because I said, what am I going to do with Chinese? You know, I'm not a collector. I mean, I was a collector, but I'm not a collector of foreign items. So I'm saying, what is this? You know, I'm looking for English books.
Yeah.
So I wrote them a letter. Said, I want to return these to you because they're all in Chinese and I don't understand them. They were thick too.
Yeah.
You still got them?
Of course.
Oh, okay, good.
They didn't answer me back.
No, it was hard.
So I reordered the books and then they sent me the English ones.
Wow. They were putting out some good stuff.
I said to myself,
best.
I said, it was a good thing I never said that.
Yeah.
Do you remember the JKD Club magazines that they started coming out with all Bruce the 15 issues with him on the cover? Those were beautiful at the time.
I bought the set from you.
Yeah.
So that was early.
Those were great.
Early stuff. Yeah.
Those are the early stuffs. And you have most of that stuff still, right?
I have them all.
You have them all still?
Yeah.
Oh, I have them all.
Big collection here. Yeah, same here, man. Same here. Wow.
I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then the 90s emerged with John Little, right? And he came out with
John Little
books.
started coming out with these wonderful projects. And
Man.
he came out with these the magazine stuff, everything.
The Nucleus mags, remember the newsletters he came out with, the Nucleus newsletters, which are really hard to get now.
So John called me one time and he was in search of the Game of Death footage. So he's asking me, do you have it?
The Game of Death footage?
Behind the scenes.
Really?
Because Linda said, why don't you call Richard to find out?
He probably has it.
Hold on, I think John Little's calling me
there
right now.
There we go.
John, I'll catch you later, brother. We're still trying to find the footage.
So he called me, he said, do you have it? And I said, John, I don't have it. And he goes, Linda said a guy named Nick. And I said, no, because if Nick would have it, I'd have it.
You would have it, yeah.
So I said, we don't have it. The one that had it was Fortune Star. They had it in a vault in Hong Kong Legends.
Yeah.
They had it in a vault and they forgot about it. The Game of Death.
That was the 90.
He found it. He eventually found it.
That was the 90 minutes they found, right?
Yes.
Because do you remember when
he did this beautiful The Warrior?
Oh yeah, the Warrior's Journey.
Oh, where is it? But I heard. This is what I heard. Well, this is a bit controversial, but I heard that Bay Logan was the one that located the footage.
Could have.
Bay Logan. I mean,
Through John Little.
To me, John Little took it a step further.
Because John went to
with
Hong Kong
Warrior's
looking
Journey.
for it.
Yeah,
But Bay Logan
maybe
is.
they
I
helped him.
heard that
With
too. I
finding
heard
it.
John Bay Logan found it.
Found it, right.
Because I wrote something one day or did a YouTube and I said, oh yeah, John Little discovered the footage and everyone like tried to, no, it was Bay Logan. It wasn't John
Yeah, he
Little.
probably
was Bay Logan.
Yeah, but
he
then
could have gone to Bay.
and then John probably went to Bay, and then John did the project though of A Warrior's Journey.
Amazing.
And what a film it was, man.
That man, when a Warrior's Journey
quality.
We're gonna talk about it in your next episode.
Yes, in a few weeks.
We
that
got a
one's
great
coming
episode
out. Wait
coming,
to see
man.
this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know they did something almost exactly the same with Marilyn Monroe?
No, I didn't know
what,
that.
what John Little did, and then they showed her unfinished movie that she did too at the end.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ah.
Because she didn't finish it with D. Martin.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then she passed away.
I could see them
So,
doing
so
that.
they did the
'cause
same. I said, wow, this is just like the Warrior's Journey.
Well, he
Same
got an
thing.
award
Same
for that.
concept.
Yeah, that he did a great job with that, man. From the music, to
Everything
the
he did was
quality, amazing.
Now, let me tell you, John Little. John
Quality,
Little
quality.
is, you know, at the moment he's got these. He's got a series on YouTube on Mike Menser.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
bodybuilder. But the thing about John Little is that John Little he goes beyond the surface.
Yes.
Not even beyond the surface. He goes deeper than deep.
I
You know,
think-
he goes like all the way to the end.
Yeah.
To bring back, you know, the best possible.
Training methods, eating methods,
Bro, he
information.
brings out stuff that you never knew existed.
Yeah.
Well, what was the
yeah.
last Bruce Lee project that he did? Do you know?
John Little?
Yes.
No, I don't remember.
He did the DVD of locations that Bruce Lee where he shot the movies.
Oh, Path of the Dragon.
Yes.
Yeah,
And they
that's a
went-
very
they
good
went-
documentary.
They went to the
Yeah.
places where he did the big boss.
Yeah, but John Little goes
Oh,
beyond.
the Path of the Dragon. Wasn't Shannon narrating that a little bit? Didn't she narrate it?
no.
Path of the Dragon.
No, this was all John Little. I think Andy Komuro was involved in that too.
But there's two documentaries that are very similar. One that Bay Logan hosted, and another one John Little did. So
The one that John Little did was it came out on DVD. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So and they went to the park where they did the festival where he breaks the sign.
Oh yes.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
You got a
yes.
sign there?
Yeah.
Oh no, you gonna show
Yeah,
that?
let's get this. Hold on a minute.
Because there was two signs. One that Bruce Lee broke, and then the other one just in case he didn't break it correctly. So
Here it is.
You know.
No dogs and Chinese allowed.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the sign.
so yeah. So yeah, it's in my collection.
There we go. This is the original sign that Bruce kicked off the wall in front of the park. It's amazing. It's still in one piece.
Yeah. I would have broken it and left it
I
broken.
left it broken.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
that's
not
great,
the
man. I
original,
love this
but
stuff,
it's a
man. I
duplicate.
love
Yeah.
this. Yeah, this is great.
Yes.
Wow.
My friend gave me that too, Perry.
Perry Lee?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Ooh,
Classic
Perry,
sign, man.
you're in trouble, Perry.
Maybe we shouldn't delete that part.
Okay.
Because he must say now everybody's calling me.
Oh,
Everyone
man.
wants to sign. So yeah, so that's interesting, man. Wow. So then, how did you then? You went from so you were always collecting and studying at the same time. It seems.
Well, what
like.
happened was that I wanted to see everything on Jeet Kune Do and Bruce Lee. So whatever was out there, I
Yeah,
wanted.
you were buying.
Yeah.
Because you were also researching, right, on JKD
Yes.
through all the magazines and writings that you were reading about.
Yes.
So you were reading everything you were buying because you wanted to learn more about his art.
And it's amazing how things just come to you.
Yeah.
Too, because then I was able to find Bruce Lee's handwritten notes. I have a whole binder of them on Jeet Kune Do. You know.
Were they copies of the notes?
Or copies, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
I don't have the
yeah. Wow.
originals, but
That's great.
I was able to get some of that too, and understand Jeet Kune Do to a wider range.
Yeah.
That a lot of people do. I mean, sometimes I'll show you, but sometimes I tell people that's not what Bruce Lee did, and they get upset,
Well, hey, listen, if you know the truth, you know the truth.
Like when I tell people there's no 4 ranges in Jeet Kune Do, kicking range, punching. What are you talking about? So and so teaches it that way. I say, well, that's not the way Bruce Lee taught it. This is the way Bruce Lee taught it. I'm telling you because I know, because I have it in.
So he didn't go over the 4 ranges. That was something that came out later. What ranges did he talk about?
Long, medium, and close.
Okay, yeah, I think I read that too.
Yeah, long and close. Long range, medium range,
And close range.
which you find in Jack Dempsey's book.
Yeah.
Wow.
But this thing with kicking range, I mean, it's not as controversial because you're putting down so and so. I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah.
Kicking range, punching range, trapping range, grappling range. And I said, that's not Jeet Kune Do. That's somebody else's invention. Wow.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, how dare you,
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a big controversy out there now.
But I'm saying, Jeet Kune Do is Jeet Kune Do,
Yeah.
If you want to learn Jeet Kune Do, then learn
The right way.
correct Jeet Kune Do.
Now let me ask you a question. I know for a fact that you have even corrected some of Bruce Lee's students. They've told you like maybe a date that was off.
Yes.
And you came back and you said, no, that wasn't the date. It was
Yes.
this date.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's a true historian, a Bruce Lee historian.
That's it.
Well, because I'm putting it all together.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
my book. A few people know I'm writing a book, but
Oh, you are?
2 books.
I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't want to put you
But
on the spot.
everybody can say, "When's that book coming out?"
Yeah, hey, I'd love to read that.
Is it on your journey, your Bruce Lee journey, your Bruce Lee story, or what is? Can you give us a?
One is Bruce Lee's life, the other one's Jeet Kune Do.
So one's on Bruce Lee's life.
Yes.
And so you're mapping out his whole time frame, his whole.
And I know it very well, believe me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
And then
the
one's
art of Jeet Kune Do.
one's on Jeet Kune Do.
It has to be. I have to write it because if not, the art is
It's gonna
be
gonna
lost.
go somewhere else. You know.
Yeah,
And you have so many pieces of it because you.
I'm not
study
saying
with-
that I'm the only one doing the
Right,
original Jeet Kune Do,
right.
but I'm saying that there has to be a
But you
reference
studied
point.
with so many different JKD instructors. Ted probably was the longest one you studied with, right? How many years did you study with Ted Wong before he passed?
93. I would say probably 15 to 17 years. I
Wow.
have to do the math and see.
Yeah, yeah.
15 to 17 years. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Out of all Bruce Lee students, I'm talking about the first generation students, of course. Who would you say, you as a Jeet Kune Do practitioner and instructor, who would you say was the Bruce Lee's top student and the one that learned Jeet Kune Do closest to Bruce Lee?
Well, the instructor that I stayed with, obviously, you know,
Ted Wong?
Sifu Ted Wong.
No,
Because
why would you say that?
Because he trained privately with Bruce Lee.
But didn't Danny Inosanto train with Bruce Lee?
He did, but
And Taki Kimura?
when you're talking about Jeet Kune Do, that's in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And
Oh, let's say this. Jeet Kune Do and Jun Fan Gong Fu. Like who is the closest to
I
have
think
learned the original
the Jun
concept?
Fan, Daniel Santo got it.
The Jun Fan
Because
Danny Inosanto?
Bruce Lee trained with. Actually, if you do the chart of the dates,
The dates,
the
right.
chronology,
The timeline.
Yeah.
Or the chronology, right.
right? You find that Daniel Santos started training with Bruce Lee in '66 when Bruce Lee moved to LA.
Mm-hmm.
I know he says 64, and all his students say 64, but he didn't train with Bruce Lee. He did demos with Bruce Lee in '64.
Right.
Mm.
In '65, Bruce Lee was in Hong Kong. He wasn't even in America.
Right.
And then he moved to Los Angeles in '66 to do the Green Hornet.
And then when would you
So
say?
he trained with
yeah.
Bruce Lee in March of '66.
Right.
And behind Wayne Chang's pharmacy.
Okay.
And he trained. They trained extensively while as long as Bruce Lee had time, because remember he's doing the Green Hornets.
Yeah, yeah.
His time is limited. So
Right.
from March '66 to February of '67 was when the school opened up. So almost 11 months that Dan trained with Bruce when he became the instructor for the
The Los Angeles
For
school.
the Los Angeles school.
right.
Right.
Now, where was Ted in that point? Was he training now privately with Bruce,
No,
or did he
Ted Wong
train
wasn't in the picture yet.
after that?
When before the school opened up, Bruce Lee had a lecture, and that's when Ted Wong went to the lecture.
Ah, okay.
He didn't realize that it was by invitation only, but he went there anyway.
He went there anyway.
And then Bruce Lee saw him and said, "Who are you?" And he said, "My name is Ted Wong." And he says, he says, "I come from Hong Kong," even though he was living in America.
Yeah, yeah.
He lived in America for a long time, but he told him he came from Hong Kong. Well, before that, Ted Wong lived in America. He actually was in the army in Germany and came back. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, they started talking to each other in Chinese and stuff. And Bruce said, "Okay, you can join the school." But what happened was, on Sundays they would do the sparring, and that's when Bruce Lee would show up at the school, because Daniel Santo was the instructor because he was hired to be the instructor.
Right.
Bruce was paying him $100 a month to
Wow.
To teach.
teach.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was getting paid to teach, and then on Sundays Bruce Lee would go to the school to spar. I think that's why he wanted to open up the school, because he needed sparring partners.
Yeah.
Because at that time, before LA, I'm talking about Oakland and Seattle, they sparred, but they didn't spar with equipment on. They just sparred, you know. So everything was pulled back and whatever. So by the time he got to LA, he wanted to do full contact sparring. So he wanted full contact headgear, full contact chest guard, groin cuffs,
So
baseball
that you
shin
can
guards.
really do reality
and just
fighting,
go
so you
for
can
it, yeah.
see how it really fits in, right? And how much he can use of it,
So at
right?
that time, yeah, he had most of Ed Parker's students, the black belts, the Kempo guys, were his joined Bruce Lee School.
Yeah.
And the way they rationed it was that Ed Parker wasn't there anymore. Daniel Santos was teaching for Ed Parker.
Ah,
Ed Parker had left that school, so they didn't feel bad leaving
yeah.
the school because he
That's how
wasn't
they
there.
justified going over to Bruce, because a lot of them switched over to Bruce at that point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I would have done it.
Yeah.
So when the Sunday sparring came around, they all had they were all black belts. They all
Yeah.
had experience sparring, not full contact, but they had experience sparring. Whereas Ted Wong had no experience sparring at all.
Right.
So he was basically doing terrible. So Bruce Lee said, I'm taking you out of the school and I'm going to train you myself
Wow.
from
that's
scratch
right.
because you don't have any experience.
What a privilege.
So he trained him from scratch.
So from what year to what year did Ted train with Bruce, would you say? How many years?
67 to 72 probably.
Wow. So he had almost a good 5 years. And that's when Bruce's JKD was really being formulated,
Yes.
right? So that's why Ted
So
got the last
he
end of
bounced
it.
back off Ted Wong because he was spar with him.
Yeah.
And he and you know at the beginning Ted Wong wasn't married, so he basically lived with Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
He was always in Bruce Lee's house.
In his house, yeah.
That's why they say, you know, when his is more to the original of what Bruce was teaching and formulating at that time, right? Ted probably got that last
I think
end
Neil
of it.
put it best. He said, at that time, Ted Wong followed Bruce like a puppy dog.
Wow.
Wherever they were always together. You know. In fact,
So he got that stage of Bruce's development, right? Mostly.
oh yeah,
which is the JKD stage, right? Because
when Chuck Norris would come to train, Chuck Norris had a partner. Ted Wong was the partner.
oh wow.
There you go.
When Joe Louis came to train,
It was
you know,
Ted Wong.
Ted Wong was there too.
Oh wow.
So
Now-
the private lessons that Bruce was giving to Joe Louis or Chuck Norris or
Ted was involved.
Ted was involved.
Ted was
with it
in
too.
there.
Not all the time, but he was there. When he was there, like if Bruce had something to teach and he wanted to, you know, he wanted like Chuck Norris to do it with a partner,
Yeah.
he'd have Ted Wong there.
So he was like I don't want
I
to put
mean,
it like
Sifu
that.
Ted met Steve McQueen and James Colburn and all these people. You know, he was there
Wow,
when
he
they
was
were
there.
training privately. You know,
Who was Bruce Lee's
Told him to write a
number
book.
one ranked student?
Bruce Lee's
Number one ranked student.
number one rank as far as the highest rank.
The highest rank. Who would you say?
Taki Komura was the highest rank.
Is there a reason why?
I think he was the most loyal one from the beginning, from scratch.
The most loyal. But when I talk about the number one ranked student,
Are
I
you
don't
talking
mean
about
as
the
far
best
as relationship is concerned. It's more as the one who learned Bruce Lee's technique.
I think Ted Wong was up there. Herb Jackson was there too, because Herb Jackson was Bruce Lee's handyman. Anything Bruce Lee needed in the house, Herb Jackson was fixing it.
Right.
He also built equipment for Bruce.
Right, but I don't want him. We're not gonna say that he would be Bruce Lee's number two ranked student. Just
No,
because
no,
he
no.
built.
But what I'm
talking
saying
about
is
as far as learning.
That Herb Jackson and Ted Wong were always in the backyard training together with Bruce Lee.
Okay.
Because the way Bruce Lee paid him back
Yeah.
was to give
Yeah.
him private lessons.
Lessons, right,
In the
gotcha.
yard.
Yeah.
So you would say Taki Kimura is the number one ranked student?
Highest ranks.
The highest rank.
Because that's
And
when
then-
Bruce was giving out ranks too, right? At
Yes.
the time, so I think Taki has the most ranks, right?
Yes.
But where does Dan fall into that then?
Right, I was gonna say who's second
Dan
and who's
is
third.
pretty-
Dan, he actually was at the beginning stage of formulating the Jeet Kune Do with Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Not that he formulated it, but he was there when Bruce Lee was
Formulating it.
It wasn't like they were both together, because people say he's the co-founder. Like, you'll have some people say James Lee was the co-founder of Jeet Kune Do, and some people say, no, Daniel Santos was the co-founder. No, Bruce Lee was the founder of Jeet Kune Do. They were just there. And he was bouncing back at them, because, I mean, if you want to do that, then you're going to have to say Ted Wong was the co-founder, too, because he was bouncing off him, too.
Right.
You know? So,
And Bruce, I heard, learned a lot of, he used a lot of these guys so that he can continue to learn and develop his art, right?
well, he needed sparring partners.
He needed sparring partners.
That's why he would go there
That's how-
Sundays to spar them.
Yeah, yeah.
But to be the greatest, you got to fight the great.
You gotta
the
be-
greatest. I mean, the great.
Yeah.
To be the greatest.
But you had good fighters. Bob Bremer was pretty tough, and Daniel Lee were the
I love Joe Lewis.
two tough guys.
Yeah.
No,
Joe
I'm talking
Lewis
about
was the man.
I'm talking about the school.
Oh, the school, yeah. But as fighters, like
Oh, the fighters,
like
Joe Lewis
if
was
you
up
would
there.
tell me who do I think is, I mean, my opinion doesn't really matter. But
Sure it
if
does.
if you ask me who do I think Bruce Lee's best student was, to me I would say Joe Louis.
Well, Joe
because he
Louis-
was heavyweight champion
Yeah,
of
and
the world.
he was actually out there doing it
But
at the
Joe-
time.
but
He
Joe
was
Louis-
he was vicious, man. This guy, his style was very much like Bruce Lee.
Joe Louis was already up there before he met Bruce.
Yeah.
But he got better
He got better.
because of Jeet Kune Do.
He got better because of Jeet Kune Do as far as, getting the boxing and the movement concerned.
And the
indeed.
interception, you
But,
could see that how he was using interception.
He
there
was
at the
he was
time.
he was
But-
like a
but,
blonde Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
But he wasn't learning Jeet Kune Do as a whole. He was learning Jeet Kune Do that he could use.
In the fighting
yeah,
game.
just the parts that he
Right,
could benefit
right.
from for the tournament.
Stay tuned for part 4 as we conclude our interview with Sifu Richard Torres and his Bruce Lee journey, as well as a complete Bruce Lee room tour of one of his 3 massive Bruce Lee collectible rooms as we witness his rare and incredible Bruce Lee collection coming soon.